Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Generation Shattered, Issue 1. This is written by Dan Jurgens, Andy Schmidt, and Robert Venditti. Art by Ivan Reis and Joe Prado, pages 1 through 8. Pages 9 through 16 are Ivan Reis and Scott Hanna. Fernando Passarin and Eau Claire Albert on pages 17 through 22. Aaron Lopestri and Matt Ryan on 23 through 27. Emanuela Lupacino and Wade Von Graubadger, pages 28 through 32. Bernard Chang on pages 33 through 37, Yannick Penquet, pages 38 through 42, Kevin Nolan, pages 43 through 47, Dan Jurgens and Klaus Janson on page 48, Paul Peltier and Sandra Hope on 49 through 53, John Romata Jr. and Danny Miki on 54 through 61, Doug Braithwaite on 62 through 67, Rags Morales on 68 through 73, Dan Jurgens and Klaus Janson on 74 through 76, and Mike Perkins, pages 78 through 80. Colors by Hi-Fi, letters by Tom Napolitano, cover by Ivan Reis, Joe Prada, and Hi-Fi, edited by Brian Cunningham and Andrea Shea. So Kamandi has a chance encounter with Booster Gold when he's trying to escape something called the Goneness. It's like the nothing from the Neverending Story. It just absorbs everything. Kind of a direct ripoff, actually. Well, things go kind of sideways and Kamandi ends up jumping through time with Skeets. We get to see a lot of guest appearances in here, including Wave Rider, and a whole bunch of variations of different heroes. Well, somebody is deleting history, various points of history too, and it's an interesting homage to certain time frames within the DCU. So while Kamandi is trying to form a team to save everything, a different force is the machinations behind this, and they are corrupting things, including the Linear Men. So Kamandi ends up recruiting a fair number of people. You can see on the cover who he recruits, but he's actually not always recruiting the right people. Sometimes he's grabbing the wrong person and he ends up making mistakes, so they have to go grab somebody else. So he ends up in like 1993 and has to recruit Steel during the Return of Superman storyline, and he ends up recruiting a version of Booster Gold, but a Booster Gold that is not the one that he met, but one from a different time frame when he wasn't supposed to recruit Booster Gold. And he even goes to 1983 and recruits a Teen Titan. He gets a Green Lantern, etc., etc. I don't want to give too much away. This was an interesting concept and it was really well written, and there's some great homages to different times of the DCU from their publishing history, which I did like. The downside is that it seems to tie in somewhat to the future state stuff, which has been really, really bad. But it's cool the way they did the story and how the heroes are scattered throughout time in different times that they're not familiar with or from. And overall, the art is really good and the story is interesting. Is it worth $10? Not really. This might be better picked up in trade paperback, although this does have perfect binding, which is nice, so you could probably put it on a shelf the way it is. I don't really think it's worth $10. It was a fun read, but I don't know if it's really as good as it's cracked up to be. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, this is a recommend. It does lead into Generations Forged issue 1. The fact they didn't make this a miniseries makes it look like a cash grab, but they do have some really good artists on here. The characters were handled maturely and well, better than most DC stuff. So I would recommend getting it out of a bargain bin or wait till it's in collected edition if it ends up being good. But for now, this is a soft recommendation. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. We hope to see you on the next one.